if I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm home.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to OSR Network and round 2 of the John Bierlien Memorial King of the Dirt Series. My name is Josh Van Manen, better known as Sparky. This is my very first race that I've ever called, so go easy on me for this one, guys. But as you can see, we have the big block modifieds here at Cedar Lake Speedway in Cedar Lake, Wisconsin. 3/8 mile high banked oval. Nice Wisconsin clay should make for some really good racing here this afternoon. Really excited to see how this one shapes out. If you guys missed it, Thursday night we had round 1. We raced the super late models in Eldora Speedway with Alex Bergeron taking the victory, Mike Augustine coming in second, and I believe Joey Lingron rounding out the podium. So those are your points leaders currently for the John Bierlien King of the Dirt title as we get ready to race the big block modifieds here at Cedar Lake Speedway in Cedar Lake, Wisconsin. Welcome. I will try and keep up with the chat as much as I can. I need to actually bring that up if I can. Okay, very good. But I just want to say a huge shout out to Joe White for all of the production skills behind the scene. But as you guys can see, we have a 3/8 mile here. Looks like they're out there getting some practice with Aiden Bierlien, the son of John Bierlien, the reason we're here. Setting quick time right now with a 13.55. That is a really quick time around Cedar Lake in the big block modified with John Helms and Joey Lingron. And it looks like Gunnar Harris and Mason Coffey and Dylan Berg all tied with the same time right there. Less than 1/10 of a second off of Aiden's time. A couple things to note for tonight. Alex Bergeron does not appear to be in the lobby. I know that he was going to have some schedule conflicts over this 5-race series. It looks like he has not made it for the big block modified, so it'll be interesting to see who walks out of here and into Port Royal tonight with the points lead. And for those of you that don't know, this is double header Sunday. This afternoon we run the big blocks at Cedar Lake, and tonight we run the 410 wing sprint cars at Port Royal Speedway. I do have confirmation that that is John's favorite car track combination, so that will be a good one. You definitely will not want to miss. I believe as of right now that race will be broadcast on Sim Racing Media. Not 100% sure yet though, as we have had some difficulties with real life schedules interfering with broadcasts, but we will definitely keep you guys posted on that. I think this afternoon the favorite has to be Aiden Bierlien, one of the only pro drivers we have in the field right now. I haven't seen Mike Augustine, who would be another one of the pro drivers in the Butt Kicker Super Late Model Series for iRacing. Okay, sounds good. Thank you for that, Joe. I will check my DMs right now. I actually, that DM is from the man we all know as Beanbag Benny. Well, most of us know as Beanbag Benny. If I can get my Discord to come up. He asked if I need a broadcast partner, and actually I am going to take him up on that. So let's welcome in Beanbag Benny. He's painted a number of the cars on here. So Beanbag, welcome to the broadcast.
What's going on? Thank you. Okay.
Beanbag, what say you about this afternoon with the big blocks?
It'll definitely be difficult. I know some of the guys don't run them that often, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Absolutely. Yeah, it will be interesting, and like I was saying earlier, it looks like we only have one pro driver logged in to logged into the chat or logged into the lobby right now, and that being Aiden Bierlien. So it'll be interesting to see with no Alex Bergeron, no Mike Augustine, who's going to really challenge Aiden for that win this afternoon. As the cars get set to roll out for qualifying here, let's see who we got first. As we wait for the times to come across the board. Caden Folkert's there looking like he's getting ready to take his laps. Getting in the right headspace. Looks like we got Ryan Brown so far with a quick time of 13.881. As Brandon Byers goes to the top now with quick time, 13.823. See a few more. Ryan Brown still in second as Austin Piper goes to quick time with a 13.809. Brandon Byers and they're trading. They're swapping.
They're to the top of the board.
There goes Helms. They're really changing around as we watch David Allen. Nope, now we're on Cole Jarrett. Caden Folkerts puts in a time. Looks like Gunnar Harris is going to go to second on the board with a 13.80. As we start to get some of these drivers, we still have a few drivers yet. As Aiden Bierlien goes over and over and over again. But it looks like before Aiden hit the wall on his second lap, he looks like he was able to put in a 13.66 to go to the top of the leaderboard. Be interesting to see. Yeah, it was. And that's one thing about these big blocks at Cedar Lake. I know somebody posted with the late models as Jonathan Paquette takes his laps here, the Jake Swanson shock technology machine there. Looks like Paquette is going to cross outside of the top 10. I'm not seeing where he came in.
What's like 20th by my end?
20th. A little bit of a shout out there to Jonathan McQuett. He has kind of been our team's access to Jake Swanson. For those of you that don't follow the USAC National Sprint Car Series, Jake Swanson was hit with a rock last week in the middle of 3 and 4, knocked him unconscious, sent him for a ride. He is doing much better now. We have had confirmation that he is better and on the mend. A little bit of swelling on his left cheek, but it was a heck of a shot. As qualifying has finished with Aiden Bierlien setting quick time, John Helms second, Mason Coffey third, Joey Lindgrom fourth, Gunnar Harris rounding out your top 5, with Austin Piper, Brandon Veers, Brandon Surratt, Ryan Brown, and Cole Jarrett rounding out the top 10 in qualifying. Get set for heat race number 1 here. 10 laps, top 3 are going to the show. Beanbag, why don't you run us through the grid?
All right. On pole for this, we've got Aiden Bierlien. Starting second with Joey Lindgren, then Brandon Byers, Cole Jarrett, Blaine Brink, Jason Waller, then David Allen, Mike Farron, and I think that's it because I think AJ is doing admin, correct?
That's right. Yes, Andrew Wise is adminning along with David Allen Sr. That, of course, is David Allen Jr. on the track?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. David Allen Jr., who is going to be mad at me because I said that Aiden Bierlien was the only pro driver in the lobby. David Allen, of course, also a NOS Energy Drink pro sprint car racer on iRacing. I will hear about that later. Have a request here from Dave Sr. So, Beanbag, while we get ready for this first heat to roll off, I got a question for you. There's a number of these cars that you have painted.
Yeah.
Which one is your favorite?
Oh, God. There's one I probably did for Heavy D. He's not going to run it, so Chase Wolf is running it, but it's one heck of a car, I'll put it that way.
Yes, it is, and I've seen that car as well, and it is a very Awesome car. I know you did a bunch of the Helms Racing cars.
Did Helms. I've also done Dave Allen, the junior. I've done Caden Folkerts. Who else I do? Jason Waller's in this race. I got 2 in this one.
Yeah, it looks like we're looking at David Allen right there in the 01, the exterior company machine. You can see that beautiful John Bierlien Memorial logo riding on the roof of that car. It's really special, the reason that we're here today, and it's really special that a lot of these drivers have embraced it and really put a lot of tributes to John on their cars. And I know all of our thoughts are with Anne-Marie and Aiden and all the rest of the Bierlien family in this one. As we get set to go green in heat race number 1, Aiden Bierlien set to roll us off. We'll go one more time around real slow, and then we'll start going really fast.
Okay.
As we get going, the iRacing pace truck is off, and Aiden Bierlien brings him to the green flag, and we are racing in round 2 of the John Bierlien Memorial. Aiden Bierlien right to the top as Joey Lindgren tries to roll the bottom. Looks like this might be the battle to watch in this heat as Aiden Bierlien leads lap 1. Joey Lindgren and Brandon Veers right now in the transfers. Watch the battle there with Brandon Veers and Cole Jarrett as they try to battle for that 3rd and final transfer spot. It's always good to try and get into the feature nice and early.
Yep. Makes sure not a whole lot easier. Always stressful.
That's right. You don't have to worry about those consolations. It looks like Jason Waller and Dave Allen are trading positions there for 6th and 7th. Cole Jarrett running that middle side, really trying to check down Vyers, but it looks like Aiden and Joey Lindgren are checked out by a little bit over a second over the 3rd and 4th place car of Vyers and Jarrett, with Blaine Brink kind of peeking there, really running that wall, trying to build that momentum up as we go on board here with Cole Jarrett, trying to run down Brandon Vyers. Looks like the middle is about the preferred line, as we can see up there the first 2 going to the top as Cole Jarrett tries to go underneath Vyers here. Let's see if he can make the move stick. They're door to door into 3 and 4. Jarrett on the bottom, Vyers rolling the middle. And it looks like Vyers is going to be in 3rd still at the line as Jarrett tries again on that bottom side in 1 and 2. Looks like he's got the advantage of 1 and 2, whereas Vyers has the advantage out of 3 and 4. But this time, Jarrett is able to make that move stick as Vyers taps the wall. Doesn't kill his momentum too bad. Oh, that one did.
Yep.
Of course, in these heat races, caution flags are disabled, so we will not see a stop to the race there. But that is going to give. Oh no!
And 5th.
That's Dave Allen, and I'm not sure who the yellow
Brink.
car. Blaine
Brink. A
Brink.
little bit there, and Dave just had nowhere to go.
Wow. As the white flag lap, Aiden Bierlien and Joey Lindgren still way ahead by about 2 seconds as Aiden Bierlien makes his way here through. Oh, I think he crossed the finish line already.
Yep, they're already done.
Alrighty, and that is the end of Heat 1 as Aiden Bierlien makes his quick time stick, winning the first heat. He will start the feature on the pole. Joining him in the feature will be Joey Lindgren and Cole Jarrett.
Seems like I had some pretty good racing, multiple lines going.
Yeah, it seemed like you saw people on the top, you saw them in the middle, you saw them down at the bottom. So hopefully this track will continue to develop that way, and we'll have a really nice race as heat race number 2 gets set to roll off here. John Helms from Helms Racing Incorporated on the pole. Gunnar Harris to his outside. Brandon Surratt, BNS Racing, and Dylan Berg make up the second row with Tyler Street and Caden Folkerts. There's that call we were talking about. Oh, no, sorry. Chase Wolf is running Dave Allen's paint scheme. I got confused there. With Jonathan Piquet and Chuck Sowers bringing up your back row. Who do you like in this one, Benny?
I may have a little bias towards John here, but I know Caden's a pretty good. iRacer, and I know that Jonathan's pretty quick himself, so it'd be nice to see if they can get their way up through the field.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they navigate the traffic. You're right, Caden Folkerts, John Paquette, they are pretty talented in these cars. Also, Gunnar Harris, I think, is somebody outside of the pole that could win this race. But looks like we're coming to the green flag this time by as John Helms leads him down to the green flag. Looks like Gunnar Harris got a heck of a start there. Goes right to the top, trying to see if he can get a momentum on John and lead the first lap here. There you see John Helms. I think he does. Harris leads the first lap by less than a tenth, but Helms attacks again on the bottom in that beautiful Aiden Bierlien tribute paint. Normally, that is not the paint John Helms runs, but for this event, it's a great honor that he's doing. He's running Aiden Bierlien's paint as they continue to battle for the lead here in 1 and 2.
I think John got that lap.
That's third place, Brandon Surratt, that transfer. He's going to stick his nose in here and see if he can't get back up there into second place and challenge Gunnar Harris. Running that high side way up against the wall. Hang on to her there. You do not want to tap that wall.
They're dragging the quarter panel through the corner.
They really are. And, you know, something that's a little bit finicky with iRacing, you never know if they're actually making contact or if the visual from the computer's just showing it. But, man, they are really hanging that back end up against that wall. As we see Tyler Street there trying to run down that last transfer spot. Looks like Jonathan Paquette has already made his way from 7th to 5th. So a +2 for Jonathan Paquette there as he tries to get on that battle there. And then a pretty good gap back to Chuck Sowers. So Chuck Sowers bringing up the rear here, but we go back to the lead battle. This is Gunnar Harris and Brandon Surratt fighting over, you see 2nd, 3rd, and 4th on your screen right there. So, yes, it is. 3 cars battling, only 2 spots into the show between Harris, Surratt, and Street. Let's see how this plays out with 3 to go. 2 to go at the line this time by as they head down the backstretch. Surratt
makes a small bit of contact there.
Yeah, it looks like he just gave him a little bump in the shorts as we go 2 to go here. I wonder.
He's there.
Yep, and I think Surratt's going to have to come off that top line if he wants to get around him. And just as I say that, he goes to the top side. Well, I'm sorry.
Street.
Did Street get up into the wall? Oh, he did, and he is over as you ride along there and you find out what it's like to ride in one of these iRacing cars as they flip over. While that was going on, the checkered flag has come out. John Helms, Gunnar Harris, and Brandon Surratt, and Jonathan Paquette moved all the way up into 4th place after starting 7th. And that is key because that will give him a pole position in one of the consolation rounds. So, you know, he didn't qualify well, but he really had a nice race there to where he is going to be set up well for the consolation here later this evening.
Yeah. If you can't get yourself through, you need to try and get yourself as high up as you can.
Absolutely. Heat race number 3 getting ready to set up on the grid here. Let's see if we can bring up that, Joe, let's see if you can bring up that Chase Wolf paint. He looks like he's 4th on the grid. That was the paint that Benny said he liked the best, and I have seen it, and it is a really, really cool looking paint.
I may need to explain it a little bit.
As we roll off, let's run through the order, and then I'll turn it over to Benny and let him explain that paint. But it is a beautiful paint. As Mason Coffey here in that 5 machine starts on the pole, Austin Piper to his outside, Ryan Brown and Chase Wolf make up the 2nd row, Perry Mellum and Tyre Gary in the 3rd row, Randy Fritch and Jason Randolph looks like he's riding shotgun on the field as this is our 3rd and final heat race. Go ahead, Benny. Talk a little bit about that paint that Chase Wolf is running there.
Well, Heavy D Original is going to be running the same paints as the HRI guys with a few wool changes. But we got the joke around here tonight, and somebody got up to the topic how he was a part of Washington crossing the Delaware. So I decided to put it on the side of the car for him. And if you look underneath the number, there is not only Dave Allen Sr., but also Dave Allen Jr.
That's a little bit of a tribute to the father and son logo. But for those of you that don't know, Dave Allen Sr. is the elder statesman of our iRacing dirt community as Mason Coffey brings them to the green flag, and we are racing in the 3rd and final heat race this evening. It looks like Jason Randolph, I was just going to mention, he's already moved up 2 spots. I don't think he got a qualifying time, but he is a very talented driver, so keep your eye on him as he comes through this field. But after lap number 1, Austin Piper followed by Mason Coffey, and it looks like Chase Wolf and Ryan Brown are battling out for that 3rd and final transfer spot.
Chase. There goes Chase.
We were trying to check that paint job out, but
Yeah.
Benny, you may be needed down in the pits to touch that thing up before the consolation rolls around.
I'll get the Bondo.
Austin Piper leads here by 0.3 of a second over Mason Coffey, with Ryan Brown and Tyler Gary trying to battle it out for that 3rd and final transfer spot. Jason Randolph, like I said, he's moved up from 8th to 5th already. Keep your eye on that 47 Apex, the Firm Motorsports machine, as he tries to make up some ground. But Piper and Coffey look like they're having a little bit of a battle at the front here, less than 1/10 of a second as we're halfway home here.
Piper
and
to the top and 1 2 that time.
That's right. It looks like the bottom is really starting to come in, but the top is still strong. For those of you that don't know a lot about dirt racing, the bottom side is the short way around, but the top side has all the speed. A little bit dangerous up there on top, but those who are making it work, and it looks like Austin Piper goes to the bottom. And Ryan Brown inherits the lead. Austin Piper looks like he was able to hold on to 2nd, and Tyler Gary has moved up to 3rd, but there's that 47 car of Jason Randolph riding the cushion. That time across the line with 2 to go, he is in that 3rd and final transfer spot. These 5 cars on your screen, all battling for that last transfer in tonight's feature. 20 cars will make it. A few will have their heart broken. White flag is out. Last lap as Randolph kind of pulls away, but Tyler Gary is there on the bottom side. Randolph goes down to protect, and Randolph finishes 3rd. But at the top, Ryan Brown takes the win. Austin Piper able to recover from that contact, and Jason Randolph from 8th to 3rd and into that feature. That was an exciting race. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Jason Randolph really made it interesting coming from the back.
Very much so. Okay.
Give Chase another shot here.
As we load up for the C main here, 8 cars are in this race. The top 5 will go to the feature. 3 people will have their hearts broken. Looks like Jason Waller Jr. is going to start on the pole with Mason Coffey to his outside. Chuck Sowers is going to be on the inside of row number 2 with David Allen to his outside. Randy Fritch and Caden Fulkerts make up row number 3 with Brandon Byers and Chase Wolf bringing up the back of the field. Some good racing so far tonight in the John Bierlien Memorial Dirt Series. King of the Dirt Series, excuse me. Round number 2, big block modifieds at Cedar Lake in the consolations. This is the time, Benny. It's time to show up, or you're going to be putting the car back on the trailer and going home.
Yep. I think they gave Mason Coffey an EOL for the contact.
I think so, too. It was probably well-deserved. Normally, I'm the one adminning these races. It actually, you know what, kind of feels good that nobody's going to be mad at me in this one. Jason Waller, as we go around one more time, is still our producer Joe White up here in the booth with us. He's in my ear telling me it's still my fault, so I'll be getting some angry DMs later. As the cars make their way through 1, 3, and 4 one last time, Dave Allen on the outside. Jason Waller leads us to the green flag, and we are racing in the C main. 12 laps will be the distance. 5 people will go to the show, and Waller off to the early lead. Dave Allen's going to be right in his tire tracks. A little bit one lane down. Caden Fulkert, Chase Wolf, and Chuck Sowers all trying to put those cars into the feature. But Mason Coffey already from the back of the field is into 6th and working on 5th place as he runs down on that low side in that Bang Energy car as Dave Allen goes to the inside of Jason Waller looking for the lead of this race, and he will have it. And that was a power move off the bottom as...
There goes Chase again. Same corner. Keep it rolling this time, though.
It looks like he's going to take back off. We'll see. 9 laps to go. There's still time. Let's look at this replay here. You see Chase Wolf there on the high side as he just clips the wall going down the backstretch. And for those unfamiliar with Cedar Lake, Corner 2 is deceivingly tricky. As you can see that pit road entrance as we are three
wide with contact.
Caden Folkers, they're still beating and banging, but these fenders will allow them to do that. These guys won't be able to get away with that tonight in the 410 sprint cars. Looks like that is for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So out of those 4 cars, 3 of them are going to make the show.
Got a hornet's nest right there.
Looks like Mason Coffee, just as I say that, moves up into 4th place. Brandon Beers in that catbird seat in the 5th with Caden Folkers trying to run these guys down. That is the gap right there as you ride on board with Caden Folkers trying to run these 3 cars down and make his way into this afternoon's main event, which will be a 50-lap show. A little bit of a blink there from Vyers. Gap's about 4/10 right now. As he goes to the top side, looks like he made up a little bit there. I tell you what would help Caden out is if these 2 cars stay side by side, because with him running all alone by himself, he is going to gain, but his time is running out as we are 4 to go now, 3 to go as they cross the line. There we look at Chuck Sowers and I believe Jason Waller Jr. in there. Yes, as Dave Allen. Oh, there's 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th all right there as Dave and Allen.
All right here together.
Yeah, it looks like I'd lost track of the leader. I thought this was the lead pack, but Dave Allen has checked out to a 2-second lead as he is making this one look easy riding that top side. But here we look at 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and in the back there is Caden Folkers trying to run these guys down as we're on the white flag lap. Last time through 3 and 4. Dave Allen wins the C main, and it looks like Caden Folkers will miss out as Dave Allen, Mason Coffee, Jason Waller, Brandon Byers, and Chuck Sowers will tag on to the back of tonight's feature. I think the track's starting to wear in, Benny. It's starting to get a little bit slick, and we're starting to see guys be a little bit more cautious. We did have Chase Wolf wreck out of that one, but not near the carnage we saw in the heat races.
The track's getting to a point now where you're having to tiptoe around to make sure you can get around here.
Very much so. Normally during this part of the race, I tell guys to strap the ice skates on because they're asking me if we were going to reset the track or not. As the B main takes the field, Benny, why don't you go ahead and run us through the field here?
All right, on pole with this one, we have JP Jonathan Paquette. I've never been able to pronounce his name correctly. Yeah, Michael Farron starting. Michael Farron is starting P2. Tower Gary P3. Tower Street P4. Blaine Brink P5. They have Terry Mellum, Dylan Berg, and I believe that is it for this B main. Well, I think Andrew Wise is
pretty sure
race control.
Yeah, Andrew Wise is one of our race controls. He's in the lobby. I guess they must not have disqualified him as they roll off the line for the B main. Last chance to make the show.
Only 2 will go home from this one.
2 will go home. 5 will go. I think the person to keep your eye on this one is Blaine Brink. They're starting 6th. He had a little bit of a rough heat race, but Blaine is very, very fast driver. There you look at him in that yellow 22 machine. Well, it looks like 21 on the side of the car, 22 in the scoreboard. Yeah, we got to make sure, especially with these hosted races, which where they don't give you the chance to put those custom numbers in there. But Jonathan Paquette and Mike Farron lead him to the green flag, this time by, let's see what that 48 Apex Auto Glass and Tinting machine can do in this one. I do like that paint job. I'm pretty sure that is a Trent Pullman design, I believe, on JP's car. There you see Mike Farron. That is a beautiful car as well. As they come to the green flag, Paquette dives low, running that slider line into turn one. Farron falls back a little bit, but he's got a lot of momentum. You see him picking that left front tire up off the ground. But I tell you what, here, Tyler Gary is going to try and go from third to the lead on the first lap, and he will have it. He will have it. Tyler Gary rolling that bottom side, catfishing around the tires to make sure to don't hit one of those tires. But Jonathan Paquette continues his impressive run after qualifying poorly. He's really holding his own there in second place. Blaine Brink, like I said, has already found his way from sixth up to third, and he is wanting more as he's gaining on Johnny. And then in the fourth spot, you have Dylan Berg. Mike Farron, after starting on the outside of the front row, has fallen all the way back into that danger zone. He's in fifth place right now with Terry Mellum and Michael actually.
Got the wall there in 1-2.
He did, and he is back into sixth, seventh place now as Terry Mellum moves up into that sixth spot, trying to run down Dylan Berg, trying to move his way up into tonight's show, or this afternoon's show, I should say. I tell you what, Blaine Brink's really hanging that thing up on the high side there, trying to run Jonathan Paquette and Tyler Gary down. But they are a little bit checked out here. Looks like Gary has about a half a second lead over Paquette. Brink's about another half a second behind him. So kind of spread out a little bit here. We look on board from the fourth place machine of Tyler Street. Did Blaine Brink get into the wall above him?
Yep.
He did. Blaine Brink is on his side. As we'll watch the replay, like I said, he's living dangerously on that top side. Just got a little bit too high, and that car got in the marbles, and that was all she wrote.
Yeah, with these big blocks, if you get that right front into the wall, will make you climb it pretty quickly.
Yes, it will. These are very, very right side dominant cars as we have 4 laps to go in tonight's B main. Tyler Gary continues to lead as Jonathan Paquette battles with Tyler Street.
Well, squeezed him a little bit coming off the corner there, but kept it going.
Okay, all right, we're still rolling. Looks like Terry Mellum is pretty safely into that fifth spot with Mike Farron being about 2 seconds behind him. So it looks like the play. Oh, Jonathan Paquette is down below the tires. He's making me eat my words when I called his run impressive, and he's one of my drivers on the Firm Motorsports, so I can say that. Paquette falls back to fourth, but looks to battle back into third as he comes back at, I think that's Dylan Berg. Yes, that is Dylan Berg as they're battling for third and fourth here as Tyler Gary has 0.6 of a second over Tyler Street.
This should be checkered flag right here.
And we come to the checkered flag. Tyler Gary will win. Tyler Street will finish second, and we will see how. Looks like Berg finishes third.
Mellum.
Paquette and Mellum will go to the feature. It is feature warm-up time, guys, now. And for those of you that watched the first broadcast of the John Bierlien Memorial King of the Dirt Series, at this time during this warm-up, we like to bring in some of John's family, as not many of us were lucky enough to know him in real life. So at this time, we have Brittany, who is John's niece. We'll bring her on. And Brittany, thank you for joining us. Why don't you tell... Oh, she just clicked out. Brittany, do we have you? Uh-oh. I bring her in, and then she... Oh, I think she... Brittany, can you hear us? Well... I wonder what is going on here. I try and drag her in, and she keeps falling out. It could be... I think she's stable. Brittany, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, there she is. Okay.
There we go.
Absolutely. We had some technical difficulties on Thursday night. So, Brittany, welcome to the broadcast. We really appreciate you coming on with us. Why don't you tell some of us who weren't lucky enough to know John in real life, tell us a little bit about the man that we're honoring here with this series and some of your favorite memories with him.
Yes, he's actually my uncle. He was definitely an amazing man. We had a lot of good memories One I can remember would probably be every weekend we'd go out on the boat, and he would drag me around on the tube and try to knock me off. That was his goal. But he loved everybody around him, and he was a very family person. So he was always there for anybody when they needed him.
Yeah, and I like I said, I wasn't able ever to meet John in real life, but I have known Aiden now for a couple of years, and Anne Marie, and just judging by the pictures, you can kind of tell what kind of special man he was. I know he loved his racing, and it's very nice for me to be able to put on this event for him and have everybody come out. Trying to think what questions to ask. What I guess I'll just let you talk. Yeah, how long I'm sure it'd probably be all your life, but how long has John been involved in dirt track racing?
Oh, wow. Probably as long as Aiden's been around. Once Aiden came about and he really got interested in it, John was all for it. You know, he was there supporting him since day one. And it's just amazing how, you know, it doesn't matter if he, you know, with everything that was going on and he was sick, in and out of the hospital or whatever, he was still there since day one to support his son. And it was just amazing to see.
Yeah, as a father myself, I can definitely see how that would be special. How is John with Aiden's iRacing? I believe I saw pictures to where John hand built him a homemade rig, but describe John's experience a little bit with Aiden and doing the iRacing, and especially with Aiden making the Pro Series this past season.
Oh yeah, for sure. He was always there by his side, working on the carts, you know, doing stuff with the tires, and just having that built cart for Aiden was just phenomenal.
Yeah, as well as, you know, the time sacrifice and the travel sacrifice. And
Yes, for sure. Yes.
It's very special what fathers will do for their kids. Anything else to add that you'd like to say while you have the mic?
It probably would be, you know, we all love him, we all miss him, and we'll see him again soon, one day.
Absolutely, and we all know he's with us this afternoon watching these races. Hopefully we're putting on a good show for him.
Yes, for sure. It's definitely great to watch and see, and all the supporters that he had, you know, it's amazing.
Absolutely. And you know, coming from a person that like I said, didn't know John personally, but knew Aiden, knew Anne Marie, and knew the impact this man had. To see this many dirt track racers come together around Aiden, around Anne Marie, around John, and the rest of the Bierlien and extended family, just shows how much of a reach you can really have being a good person. And
yes, for sure.
These are always... I've been chatting with Anne Marie on and off over the last month after we decided to do this series, and you can just tell how big of an impact he had in everybody's lives around, and how big of an impact he even had in the iRacing community. And we're very proud to put this event on. And thank you for your time before the feature here, and hopefully we will put on a show for the rest of the afternoon and into this evening.
Yeah.
Was Brittany, John's niece, as we get ready to go feature racing this evening. Benny, what are you looking for in this feature?
It's a long race, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they deal with that, especially with the way the track's already been swicking off. So
It has
seen plenty of contact and getting into the wall, so it'd be difficult to see how they deal with that.
Absolutely, and it looks like the people they're gonna try and run. They're gonna try and run the top side, but. If you were in this race, Benny, you know what? you're Jason Randolph. You're rolling off ninth. Are you trying to go to the top to get towards the front? Are you trying to roll the bottom and stay safe? Remember, they got those half-buried tires there. That's a good shot as we look at Jonathan Paquette and those half-buried tires. If you catch those, you're going around. What would be your preferred line around this track?
At least for the first few laps, especially starting on the inside, I'd want to play it safe and make sure I'm there at the end.
Absolutely. Well, let's run down your starting grid for round number 2 of the John Bierlien King of the Dirt Memorial. Starting on the pole, John's namesake, Aiden Bierlien, in that 13A machine, rolls off on the pole. John Helms to his outside. They make up the first row with Ryan Brown and Joey Lindgren making up row number 2. Gunnar Harris, Austin Piper making up the third row. Cole Jarrett, Brandon Surratt start on the fourth row with the aforementioned Jason Randolph and David Allen rolling off from row number 5. Tyler Gary's on the inside of row number 6 with Mason Coffey to his outside. Tyler Street in that Sofa King Fast Sim Sports machine with Jason Waller to his outside. Dylan Berg rolls off from the number 15 position with Brandon Byers to his outside. Jonathan Paquette, let's see what he can do coming from the 17th starting position with Chuck Sowers rolling off to his outside. And Terry Mellum brings up shotgun on the field with the Midwest Mafia. As we come around, it looks like we got one more pace lap, and Aiden Bierlien will lead us to the green flag as they roll through 3 and 4. And we are underway here. Apex of 3 and 4. Dave Allen saw something there in the start he didn't like, so we're going to line them up and go again. As you see, get a good look there at John Helms rolling off in second. That Majula Say Speed Shop machine. Looks like he's got Tears Speed Shop as well. I'm not familiar with them, but there's a nice shot of that CFM Esports machine with John Helms in it, the 13. That Aiden Bierlien tribute paint. And there is Aiden Bierlien, tonight's Pro Series. Aiden does have a new paint job. You are correct, Joe. I haven't seen that one before. I like that one. That one's slick. Of course, Aiden Bierlien, the newest member of the toughest eSport sim racing team to get on with AVR. So congratulations to him, racing for Alex Bergeron Racing now. And of course, Alex Bergeron won the Pro Late Model or the Super Late Model event at Eldora. As we come back to the green flag, Aiden leads them down.
Already 3 wide for third.
Already.
Fourth, my bad.
Aiden doesn't get a great start there as John Helms is really knocking on that door to the outside with Joey Lindgren right behind him. We got a gaggle of cars there. Looks like Gunnar Harris is on the inside there for third. We are 4 wide and 1 and 2, ladies and gentlemen. For second place, through a back about 6 is Austin Piper, Gunnar Harris. I believe that's Ryan Brown. They're all in there. We're all 4 wide here. Well, this is multi-groove racing as we take a look there at Jason Randolph, and looks like we have a caution there towards the back of the field.
I think Tyler Gary was involved in that one.
As here comes the replay. Looks like we're watching Tyler Gary here as we believe him to be the one involved. Not seeing it yet here. I'm not sure. There's the contact. And Tyler Gary gets back. And it looks like he would have gotten into the back of Cole Jarrett. And that 88 machine spun him around and brings out the caution here on lap 4, I'm sorry. Looks like you see Tyler Gary there receiving his EOL penalty. So Aiden Bierlien still leads from John Helms, Joey Lindgren, Austin Piper, Gunnar Harris is your top 5 with
Good bit
Ryan
of driving
Brown.
for everybody else to avoid Cole spinning out.
Absolutely, yeah. No, that's one thing when somebody wrecks, you always worry about the collateral damage, if you will. But caution laps not counting. We will run 50 green flag laps as Aiden brings them back down again into 3 and 4. Here we go for the restart. Aiden Bierlien leads them to the line. John Helms, Joey Lindgren, Austin Piper. Let's see if we get 4 wide again right away like we did last time. Looks like Ryan Brown there ripping the top side.
Oh, there goes Sean Helms.
No. John Helms there you see on his lid. If he can get back to his wheels, that would be big as he gets that one quick fix. Let's watch the restart here. He was John Helms running second place. I believe the incident occurred in 3 and 4. Oh, right down the backstretch. Got that right rear corner up into the wall.
That
which
right
probably
front just went straight up the wall.
Yes, it did. Sometimes it feels, and it looks like he was able to get back on all 4 wheels. So that's actually really big. As you see, John Helms coming out of the pits now with a fresh
his quick repair.
Yep, that would be his one quick repair, and he will have a fresh car right there. It'd be interesting to see how long Dave Allen Sr. will allow this to go double file before he decides to single file it out. It is, and like I said, I wonder if coming off of 2, John just happened to get up over that pit exit ramp, which will loosen your car up and can send you up into the wall in a hurry, especially in a sprint car that's real big. It can really make that rear end unstable. As we double file up here, we'll be going green this time by.
Yeah, that wall attitude just kind of jumps out at you.
It really does. As Aiden Bierlien leads them to the green flag once again. Looks like Joey Lindgren has inherited that second place with Austin Piper. We are 4 wide for the lead right away, guys. Aiden Bierlien gains a little of an advantage as we ride on board with Austin Piper and Ryan Brown in 3rd and 4th. Ryan really catfishing that bottom, really looking for that moisture in that grip. As you can see, that light gray. That light gray is where there's still a little bit of moisture. It looked like Cole Jarrett was falling to the back there on that caution. Let's check out the replay here. Not seeing anything yet. They are 3 wide. Looks like Jonathan Bequette up on the high side. Not sure who that is on the low side. As Jarrett just gets up.
Mason
It was in
Coffey.
front of him.
It was Mason that got in the back of the is 89, I believe.
I believe so, and it looks like Dave Allen Sr. has changed restarts to single file, which if you're one of those cars, probably 8th, 9th, 10th, this is not a move that you want to see, but Aiden Bierlien's probably kind of loving this from that catbird seat up front. So let's look at some of our big movers through the race so far. Jason Randolph has gone from 9th to 6th. Looks like... Tyler Street up 6 spots from 13th to 7th. Mason Coffey, before that last incident, had made his way from 12th to 9th. Chuck Sowers, looks like he's moved from 18th up to 12th. Still a lot of time in this race. Still a lot of time. We're on lap number 6, I believe, of 50, so...
Yeah, Chuck Sowers is up 7.
Yeah. John Helms, the biggest loser, as he goes from 2nd. Looks like he rolled off in 17th. As Aiden Bierlien leads him around 1 and 2 into 3 and 4 on this green flag start. Joey Lindgren there in 2nd as we watch Tyler Gary there in the 15th position as he battles out with Mason Coffey, and we caught that one live. Terry Mellum was the unfortunate party, but it looks like he's going to keep a roll in there. I'm not sure how much damage he'll have. Benny, you're Aiden Bierlien right now. You're getting about 2 lap stints, if that. What are you thinking right now? How do you get into rhythm in this race like this? What's your strategy? What's going through your head?
I'm just, as far as the starts go, I'm trying to make sure I'm not doing the same thing twice. That way they can't time me. But other than that, I mean, being out front, you just got to make sure you're hitting your lines and not messing up. You just got to be on your game. Everybody else behind you seems to be on the jumpy end, so.
Absolutely. Yeah, it looks like they're running out of grip there on 3 and 4. Watch as they come through 3 and 4. You can see there's some nice patch of fresh dirt clear up against the wall with that cushion. Widens out a little bit of 4 and then around the bottom. But boy, that track's looking awful black right now.
Yeah.
And we still have 40 laps to go. All right, so let's run down the order for you one more time while we have a chance here. Under caution, Aiden Bierlien leads from Joey Lindgren, Gunnar Harris, Austin Piper, and Ryan Brown make up your top 5. Jason Randolph, Tyler Street, Brandon Surratt, and David Allen and Dylan Berg are your top 10. As we go back, green flag racing, Aiden Bierlien leads them down once again. Looks like a really good start there from Joey Lindgren. He's able to stay right on that back bumper of Aiden Bierlien with Gunnar Harris right behind him. Half a second divide the first 3 as we go on board there with Joey Lindgren. Running a little bit of slider line there in 3 and 4. That could be the quick way around as you see Aiden goes right to the top, right to that cushion, leaning that right rear, right in those marbles. As you see how he got a little loose there coming off of 2 as we go on board with Gunnar Harris down below Joey Lindgren looking for that second spot. These guys can battle or they can single file out and try and get a little bit of a gap as Austin Piper's throwing his name in the hat. We go back through the field. There's Jason Randolph back in the 7th position right now, battling with Ryan Brown, Tyler Street, Brandon Surratt. We've heard those names all night tonight running up towards the front of the pack in the heats and the consolations as they battle here in the back half of the top 10 as Jason Randolph gets a little loose into the wall. A little bumping, but we're still rolling, still under green here. Dave Allen might have taken a little bit of a damage on the front end of his car there as Gunnar Harris is underneath of Joey Lindgren for the 2nd position, but give it to Lindgren at the line. That had to be in a dead heat there. Gunnar Harris rolls the middle with Austin Piper looking at that low line, trying to gain on these top 3. Aiden Bierlien continues to lead, though. One thing I'm noticing, though, is Bierlien's inability to pull away from this field. Generally, when you have guys side by side behind you, that's an advantage as you can pull away. But Bierlien still only about 3/10 ahead of Joey Lindgren as they're all trying to lean on that cushion there at the front. And Lindgren in for the lead. Slide job coming.
Cutting back underneath him.
Bierlien turns it back underneath him. And that allows Gunnar Harris to really get onto the back as well as Austin Piper. As these first 4 cars here, all 4 of them look very, very fast. The bottom line does seem to be giving up a little bit of speed to the top just by judging by Austin Piper how he rolls the bottom in 1 and 2. But with those 3 cars in front of you running all on the high side, you got to really try something. You see how slow he has to come off of 2 there to keep that car straight, but that's a great shot of Gunnar Harris, Joey Lindgren, and Aiden Bierlien, the top 4 in this race from the visor of Austin Piper. You can see him really working the wheel in that car. Really trying to keep it straight, but also you can really see him working the slick of this track, and it looks like if you look there, just exiting 2, lap traffic might become a factor here. As we have completed 21 of the 50 scheduled circuits, and there is your leader, Aiden Bierlien, staring down that straightaway at that lap traffic. How big of a role will that play? Not very big as we reset. looks like
Dave Allen
around there. Have to get the replay and see what happened to him. The Pennsylvania driver rolls through the middle, comes to the top, and blinks. Let's see if he gets a little help or if he looks like he gets on that ramp and into the backstretch wall.
Oh, Jonathan had nowhere to go.
Well, yep, looks like Jonathan Piquet gave him a little bit of a shot, but Allen landing back on his wheels. So if he wanted to, he would be able to wheel that car around.
I think he towed.
Just as we're asking if lap traffic will play a factor, the caution flies for the 6th time tonight. We are 2 laps from halfway. Aiden Bierlien continues to lead. Joey Lindgren second. Gunnar Harris, Austin Piper, Ryan Brown, all of that top 5 really putting on a show. Yeah. And what I'm going to be looking for on this restart is, can Jason Randolph from that consolation spot stick with that top 5 and put that 47 machine into this battle for the lead?
The one I'm looking at is John Helms. He's back up to 9th.
Wow.
I believe it's 9th already.
We'll have to see once iRacing cycles through. I believe you're correct. I am showing John Helms in 9th as well. As we come back to the green flag, looks like Lindgren with a little bit of a cheeky start, wanted to get a jump. Aiden holds the field up just long enough, leads into 1 and 2. But unable to separate from Joey and Gunnar. Looks like Ryan Brown's taking a peek at and there is that 47 machine of Randolph rolling right through the middle, trying to see if he can snipe a few places here from Ryan Brown and Austin Piper. Really good showing here today from the Des Moines, Iowa driver of the Firm Motorsports, that Apex Auto Glass and Tinting 47 machine. The top 6 continue to separate themselves. A little bit more space there between the top 3, but not much. As Jason Randolph looks to the inside of Ryan Brown for that 5th position. He wants in on this battle, and it looks like it's going to be Brown at the line, but not much separating those cars right now.
For the lead, Aiden cuts back underneath and going into 3.
And it looks like Lindgren has another run. Here comes another slide job. Aiden Bierlien turns it back down. Keeps the lead. Here it comes for a 3rd corner in a row as Bierlien turns it back underneath him, and now I bet Gunnar Harris is going to throw one of his own. Decides to hold it right there in the middle. He slides up. Looks like he slid up in front of Lindgren, and he is going to hold the 2nd spot across the line. Again, 3 wide for the lead. 3 wide for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Or 4th, 5th, and 6th, I'm sorry. As Gunnar Harris running the top side there, you see Tyler Street currently running in 7th with Ryan Brown underneath him. Jason Randolph right in front. That 84 machine, looks like that's Brandon Surratt. Nope, I'm sorry, that is Tyler Street. Brandon Surratt underneath him. Ryan Brown in the 6th spot. And Jason Randolph really looks like he's got a really nice car coming into the top 5 right now, as he is trying to run down Austin Piper and Joey Lindgren. It looks like Randolph's running a little bit of that safer line that we talked about at the beginning of the race, as we have 20 laps to go here. Aiden Bierlien continues to lead. Gunnar Harris 3/10 behind. Joey Lindgren's fallen back a little bit, almost a 2nd behind Aiden Bierlien, with Austin Piper, Jason Randolph in your top 5. And I hate to tell you this, Benny, but that driver that you mentioned restarting 9th, John Helms, looks like he has fallen back to 12th. But quite a bit of shuffling there in the 10th, 11th, 12th as we look on board with Aiden Bierlien. Again, gaining about a straightaway away from those rear cars of Terry Mellum, Cole Jarrett, Jason Waller, Jonathan Piquet back there as well. Gunnar Harris really gaining on Bierlien. Really good run before. Slide job into 1 and 2 for the lead.
Parks it.
Bierlien gets into the back of Gunnar Harris.
Lindgren up the 2nd.
Joey Lindgren takes advantage of Bierlien killing his speed. Will Bierlien be able to fight back? As it looks like Jason Randolph's going to the bottom for 4th spot, but Gunnar Harris, your new leader, with 16 laps to go. Joey Lindgren 2nd, Aiden Bierlien 3rd, Austin Piper and Jason Randolph doing battle right there for the 4th position. And just behind them, just Lindgren, Brandon Surratt, Tyler Street, but Jason Randolph to the bottom side again. Piper continues to hang it around the top.
Spotter.
Looks like
Gunnar Harris cuts back underneath for the lead again.
And here goes Joey Lindgren again, another well-thrown slide job.
No!
Harris makes the cardinal sin of trying to force it around the top. Gunnar Harris, I preach that in drivers' meetings to my drivers. When you see a guy throwing a slide job, you got to check up. You got to drive underneath him. You cannot try and force the outside. As Joey Lindgren gets a really good run, does clear the slide job. This is the clean one from a lap before. Here comes the next slider from Aiden's point of view. A little bit of right panel contact, but if you're Gunnar Harris, you really got to play that safe and turn it back underneath him.
That's some good driving by Aiden there to be able to check up and let them kind of have the Red Seas part for him.
Very much so, very much so. So we asked if Aiden was going to be able to fight back. It looks like it was kind of gifted to him as Joey Lindgren and Gunnar Harris get together in turns 3 and 4. And look at that car that's in a podium position right now. That car I've been preaching about all day long. Jason Randolph. Looks like Jason Randolph from 9th to 3rd. That's 6 positions. Tyler Street from 13th to 7th. He's a big gainer. Chuck Sowers +7 from 18th to 11th. See if he can sneak his way into the top 10. We have 13 laps to go. Looks like John Helms was just given an EOL. I'm not sure why.
Not sure either.
Looks like John is confused as well. I can tell you from being an admin in a race, sometimes even though you're using a mouse, you do kind of get fat fingered. You kind of give the wrong guy an EOL. It does happen. One of my horror stories from Apex, which is the sprint car league that I own, we have kicked people out of a lobby before that we didn't mean to. As Aiden Bierlien with 13 to go comes to the line to take the green flag. Jason Randolph is all over Austin Piper right away on that bottom side, looking for that second spot. Brandon Surratt with new life now up into the top 5. Into 4th as Tyler Street rounds out the top 5. Jason Randolph really working on Austin Piper, looking for that second position. Piper high, Randolph low. Randolph has second place coming out of 2. Can Piper fight back on the top side as Aiden Bierlien continues to lead? Oh, Surratt gets loose. Looks like he collected Ryan Brown. Brandon Surratt, really nice run from him. Just got up into the slick, lit those tires up, trying to get back on the throttle. And let's watch it here. That corner looks pretty good. You see him really throw it in there. Doesn't quite get to the grip strip. Here it comes. You can see how black 3 and 4 are, and he just tries to stay in the gas. Comes around, looks like he might have held it, but of course you're up front. All those cars coming behind you just happen to collect. I believe that was Ryan Brown. Ryan Brown, the 00 of Ryan Brown. Yes, it was. 8th caution of the night. Not quite the cleanest race, but boy, there's been some good action, Benny.
Yeah, it sure has. I think I did jinx John Helms on that last restart when I say he was starting 9th.
I think so as well.
Because this car is leaning a little bit to the right.
Okay, so that would indicate some contact from John Helms, perhaps with the wall maybe, and with the new damage model iRacing has introduced in the last couple weeks. These cars... Yeah, he had fallen back previously as Aiden Bierlien leads them. 11 to go this time by. We're really getting down to crunch time. Austin Piper, by the benefit of that caution, has gotten second place back, but Jason Randolph picks right up where he left off, goes to work on Austin Piper. Piper looks like he's learning a little bit from Bierlien running the slider line, but Jason Randolph really working that low side. Tries to squeeze it. Austin Piper tries to hold him down there a little bit. But this is your battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th as Tyler Street sticks his nose, really running that slider line in 3 and 4 as Randolph's really trying to hold that car down. It looks like Piper's found something on that slider line as he's able to stay ahead of Randolph this time as Aiden Bierlien continues the lead by 0.3 of a second over Austin Piper, Jason Randolph, and Tyler Street. And just as I slander my own driver's name, he really comes back at Austin Piper and really battling for that second position. Oh, That's a tight squeeze from Austin Piper. Randolph holds it down there, though. I tell you who's loving this battle is Tyler Street and Aiden Bierlien, as Street's really pulled up to the back bumper of Jason Randolph. Bierlien again, and I don't want to dog the leader too much, but really unable to pull away from these battles behind him, as we have 6 to go at the line, with Aiden Bierlien leading from Austin Piper and Jason Randolph. Tyler Street right there looking to get up onto that podium. Randolph to the low side again. All the other 3 cars going up to the top side. Bierlien really riding those marbles. Piper looks like he really prefers that slider line. Kind of low in 1 and 2. Slider 3 and 4. Randolph's bottom. Tyler Street looks like he's running top as Randolph makes another run at second place here. But Piper again pinches him down to the bottom, unable, but Randolph really gets a good run out of the bottom of 2. They're neck and neck going into 3 and 4. Randolph to the bottom, Piper to the top, and Randolph has second at the line this time. As it's
on the bottom.
And Piper comes back at him at the bottom, but Randolph gets a little bit up towards the middle. Looks like Piper has a slight advantage into 3 and 4. Tyler Street trying to stick to these guys' bumper, and Ryan Brown there now in the 5th position, really trying to get his name in there as a podium. As we have 2 laps to go in the John Bierlien King of the Dirt Memorial here at Cedar Lake in the Big Block Modifieds. Aiden Bierlien is starting to check out as he takes the white flag, 0.8 of a lap. Jason Randolph holds on to second, barely over Austin Piper. Tyler Street really wants on that podium as we watch Aiden Bierlien come through 3 and 4 for the last time, and he will win the Big Block Modifieds at Cedar Lake. Jason Randolph home in second over Austin Piper. Tyler Street in 4th. Ryan Brown, your top 5. What a battle as we watch the perfect afternoon, I should say. And I was gonna point it out when it happened. I didn't want to at the time. Wasn't able to get it out before we went green flag racing. But that battle with Joey Lindgren and Gunnar Harris, that implication goes beyond the race today, as had Joey Lindgren finished in the top 5, he would have gone into the points lead with Alex Bergeron and Mike Augustine both not showing up. He still might, as we look and see where Joey Lindgren finished in this feature. But let's run down your finishing order here for the Big Block Modifieds in the John Bierlien King of the Dirt Memorial Series. Aiden Bierlien, your winner, as he finishes off the perfect afternoon, quick time, heat race win, and led the feature from wire to wire, minus a few corners there. Jason Randolph home in second, Austin Piper third, Tyler Street in 4th, Ryan Brown your top 5. Mason Coffey 6th, Tyler Gary in 7th, Gunnar Harris fought his way back up to 8th, with Jonathan Paquette going 17th to 9th. Great run there by JP. Chuck Sowers rounds out the top 10. Dylan Berg in 11th. Cole Jarrett 12th. Terry Melliman 13th. Jason Waller Jr. in 14th, with John Helms finishing in 15th. Last car on the lead lap, with Brandon Surratt, Joey Lindgren, Dave Allen, Brandon Vyers all finishing laps down or disconnected from the lobby. It appears the drivers have gotten to their pits, crawled out of the car. So let's go ahead and bring in your 3rd place finisher, Austin Piper. Austin, we saw you had a great battle there over the last 10 laps with Jason Randolph. Why don't you walk us through a few laps, what it was like? You were really trying to hold him down and run that slider line. He was really committed to the bottom. How was that battle for 2nd and 3rd there?
Yeah, that was a good. That was fun. I don't even know. That was just, I felt like my car was like decent at the beginning, and then, over the race it was getting more slick, and my setup was going away. So, I was trying to find anything I can go to and find where I was fast, and I tried top, slider line, and, bottom, and nothing really was working there, but at the end there, I ran the bottom as hard as I could and kind of in the tacky patch on the back straightaway. Tried to run that, but no luck, so. But yeah, it was a good battle. I enjoyed that. That was really fun.
Awesome. Well, as you said, the track was really getting slick towards the end of the race. You mentioned you were moving out a lot of lines. Overall, a great job, Austin. You finish off in third place. Who do you have to thank for putting you there on the bottom step of the podium?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Majulisa, Speed Shop, Snap-on Tools, Cruz Pedregon Esports team, and everyone that helps out to let me run these.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, Austin. $25 for you for finishing third this evening or this afternoon. Will we see you tonight for the 410s at Port Royal?
Yes, sir. Hopefully I can get it done there.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing you tonight. Great run this afternoon, Austin. Let's bring in my favorite driver from that entire feature. As I mentioned his name several times, Jason Randolph, going from